So I was gonna record a video about Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver and go over their new uniforms and Tier 3 and stuff like that, but let me say this. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to say to you will rock you to your core in Marvel Future Fight. So please find a chair, find something or someone to sit on and prepare for possibly the biggest news ever in the game as far as things changing and not for once characters being introduced. So before I get into the wildness of what I'm about to say, I want to start off by saying that I'm going based off information that's in the APK right now. I'm part of the APK as part of the Star Agent program through Netmarble, so thank you so much for allowing me to collaborate with you guys and bring the updates a few days earlier than they're landing for everyone else. Additionally, everything we see here, of course, is subject to change. And that last word change, I want to double or triple underline it for what I'm about to say. Additionally, what I'm about to say is 100% my own speculation. I have no insider knowledge about future updates, but I've been playing this game for a long time. I've seen a lot of things, Sonny. You wouldn't believe the kind of things these eyes have seen. Okay? The third thing I want to say to preface this video and this topic is, for those of you that are going to be skeptical of my speculation, for those of you that are going to call me crazy, etc., I want to remind you that a week ago, on October 8th, I released a video saying, hey guys, it's been like 2.5 years since they updated special missions. I'm guessing they're dead forever, personally. And then 4 days later, or 5 days later, look at that. We got the announcement that daily missions, special missions, Dimension Rifts, and Villain Siege were being merged. Now, I was only 25% correct, but I was onto something there. So please take what I'm saying with not only a grain of salt, but also with a little bit of pedigree coming from someone who is sometimes right about stuff. So what am I thinking is going to happen in the future of Marvel Future Fight? Well, I think they're going to get rid of story missions. Yeah. I think they're going to completely destroy the existing story tab. I think they're going to completely erase these 13 chapters. And they're going to come out with something new. I know. It's pretty wild. And I, for one, as scary as change makes me, I, for one, am pretty hype about it because I want to see what they can come up with next. And I think that when Netmarble, and especially the development team for Marvel Future Fight, when they are working creatively and trying to come up with new things, that is when they are at their best. When they've created things like Shadowland, when they've created things like GBR. So I welcome change, and I welcome their strongest creativity for game modes and things like that. Because we see what they can do with new characters. We see what they can do with existing characters getting reworks. Vision, Rogue, Hawkeye, Winter Soldier. The list goes on and on. Funny enough, most of those characters that I just named are speed types. Anyways, they're going to get rid of story missions. That is my guess. They're not going to do it in this update. They might not do it in the next update. But I think sometime in 2020, we are going to be saying sayonara to story missions. And I want to provide you with two big pieces of evidence to support my theory. Well, it's more like one big piece of evidence, two other sort of secondary pieces of speculative evidence. The first piece of evidence, and the reason why I wanted to make this video, is a warning, a PSA to you. And man, if anybody stopped watching the video before I said this, you are screwed. Start farming Uru. You have like 48 hours, possibly 72 hours before the update lands, and it's going to make it a lot harder to farm Uru because they've gotten rid of Uru. I didn't notice. I don't know if any other Star Agent noticed, but I did not notice, and it's my fault. They got rid of Uru from chapters 13, 12, and 11. They're gone. Completely gone. Not a single piece of Uru anywhere. It's completely gone. They've erased the Uru. Now you'll get the Uru exclusive, well, not exclusively, but for the most part, you're going to be getting Uru from the Dimension missions, and the Uru that you get from Dimension missions rotates based on the day. So you can't necessarily, I mean, you're going to be playing Dimension missions every day. But let's say you suddenly run out of one certain type of Uru, you might not be able to run over and spam the Dimension mission and spam your energy to get that one specific type of Uru. Not to mention the fact, when I clear ticket this right now, you're going to see, 1, you don't get that much Uru. 2, you get different types of Uru. It's not like I'm getting one of each every single time. Here I got 1 dodge and 1 energy attack, which is good. Here I got 1 energy attack. Here I got physical defense, which is garbage. There's a dodge. There's 2 dodges. So it possibly is a little bit more Uru stage by stage. But I think you're going to see a decrease in the amount of specific Uru that you can farm. I'm not 100% sure about this. Obviously, I haven't run the numbers specifically, but I am warning you if you're dangerously low on one of the key Uru. I'm talking energy attack, physical attack, ignore defense, skill cooldown, dodge, crit rate, crit damage, possibly even HP. If you're low, like I'm talking less than 200, you should probably spend a few hundred energy boosting that up. My regular account, Cynicalex, has 900 of energy attack and physical attack, and then between 500 and 800 of the other types, because I'm just crazy and I like to be overstocked on things. But that's where you should aim for. And yeah, I think this is the biggest piece of evidence to support the idea that they're getting rid of story missions, because not only did they get rid of Uru from the story mission, but they also took the other most important items from story missions and added it to the Dimension missions. So they took the component packs, okay, they're not here anymore. The component packs and the Titan, the component packs and the Stark branded blueprints. Those items which you used to farm from chapters 1 to 8 are now being farmed exclusively, these ones right here, they're now exclusively found in the Dimension missions. It says acquire in story missions, that's not correct. They haven't even updated this yet. It's only available through the Dimension missions. Additionally, Nornstones are now available through Dimension missions. Additionally, Gear Up Kits and Dimension Debris are also available from story missions. Additionally, Uru. So literally everything except for the character biometrics. Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, Vision, Ultron, MODOK, etc. The only thing that we don't have, and I guess the CTP at the end of Chapter 13 and Odin being unlocked. Those are the only things that are not available in the Dimension Shop now, now that they've done this and introduced this to replace those other 4 game modes. My guess is if Netmarble could have had more time, they would have delayed this update and they would have done it all in one shot, but they're doing it piece by piece. Additionally, this is just a piece of speculation, but it could be that they're trying to sort of reboot Marvel Future Fight in a way, from a marketing standpoint of view, with a brand new story, and that is what the giant update is supposed to be, with the 4 colored legendary Chinese sort of deities or gods, with the the white fox, sorry, not the white fox, the white tiger, the green tortoise, the red phoenix or bird, and the blue dragon. Additionally, I know I'm saying additionally a lot, but also remember, Danny Koo mentioned that each one of those symbols is pointing in a different direction, and each one of those 4 divine beasts has a cardinal direction, i.e. north, east, south, and west. Therefore, we could also guess that that would be, it could be directions on a map, which, directions, maps, journeys, adventures, that's all similar wordage and similar sort of descriptors and adjectives for a story, i.e. story missions. So, yeah, that's my theory. Additionally, I know I say it a lot. I'm gonna need an adjective. I'm gonna need on top of that, with everything else considered, let's look at what they did to Villain Siege. So they got rid of Villain Siege, which was sort of hand in hand, side by side with the token shop, the Honor token shop. So before, it was the token shop up there, and then next to it was the Chaos token shop. And they basically took the Chaos token shop away, and they moved all of those rewards over into the Dimension shop. That includes the biometrics for Sister Grimm and Singularity and those characters. It also includes the Nornstones and the Emkron shards. Remember that, the Emkron shards. Yes, so that's important. So they also added an Uru chest to the Dimension Shop. You can also get Uru from the Honor Token Shop. You can also get comic cards from the Honor Token Shop. So my guess is they're going to be also reworking, updating Timeline Battle, and they're either going to make the Honor Tokens also give you biometrics for all of the story mission characters that are going to be going away, like Captain America, etc. So basically just imagine a second Dimension Shop, but instead of having these Dimension tokens, it has some other kind of token, like let's say a PvP token. And then in that shop, you will have, you know, instead of Groot, it'll be Captain America. Instead of, well, it'll be Ultron anyways because he's available from story missions and rifts. But you'll have all the other story mission characters found here. And then you will have, and you'll also have Warwolf, She-Hulk, and Elsa Bloodstone. And then you'll have the comic card chest, and you'll have the Uru chest, as you do in the Honor Token Shop. And you'll also have the Mkron shards in the Honor Token Shop as well. And then that will be their way of changing and improving Timeline Battle, but also making it important to play, because that's where you'll go to trade in those tokens for those character biometrics to rank them up quickly. And if we judge based on the amount of bios you can get, and I think biometrics is their primary objective here with these chests, you'll be able to get, you know, 6-star Captain America in a week as a new player if you just play through Timeline Battle every day for the whole week. Because right now I can do that with this new shop. In 1 week, I can farm up enough of these tokens, these Rift tokens, to get Sister Grimm to 6 stars in a week. So I think it actually matches in sort of a yin-yang type of thing, type of way, and it would get rid of both the Chaos Token Shop and the Honor Token Shop, replace them with these new shops, or possibly just have one shop, one support shop that has these two different types of tokens. Perhaps they'll be side by side here in the top right-hand corner. And then you'll just switch between the currencies to switch between the shops to see what you want to purchase. This has massive ramifications for the game. But again, I don't want to get into the negative. I don't want to start speculating on speculation and say, oh my god, they're getting rid of story mission. What's going to happen? Where do we get Odin? Where do we get the CTP of energy? I don't want to go into crazy panic mode. I'm just pointing this out to you guys. For one, because I think it's a really interesting concept for them to do. For two, I want to see if I'm right in a month or 6 months or a year or whatever. And three, the most important reason why I'm making this video, go farm Uru. Previously, we've been operating under the assumption that we're basically just looking at 3 main items that need to be farmed in Dimension missions to make up for what we're losing in daily missions, special missions, Villain Siege, and Rifts. It was gold and biometrics, comic cards, and obelisks. Those were the 4 main things. We'll scratch the gold because we know that's fine. So it was obelisks, comic cards, and it was bios. And we were already sort of reaching the conclusion that for the average player it's better, but for players that were hyper farming one specific game mode, whether it was hyper farming mythic rifts for comic cards, or whether it was refreshing the special missions with crystals to farm more obelisks, that they're probably losing a little bit, even if they dump all of their, or unless they dump all of their rift tokens into custom gears or into the Uru chest. Sorry, not the Uru chest. Into the comic card chest or into the custom gear chest, respectively. And now there's a third problem. So the last thing I want to say about this, on top of the fact that I've told you guys go farm Uru 3 times now, is Netmarble. I think we need more Rift tokens. I don't think 15,000 per day is enough. Yeah, I think it needs to be maybe 20, maybe 25,000 per day. So I think you need to assess that, and maybe instead of giving in the rewards, those rewards that you collect 3 times, instead of giving 5,000, I think they need to give 7,500 each time, or they need to do it more than 3 times per day. So that is something that I'm going to bring up to them again, but they need to definitely do that. The last thing I want to mention for you guys as far as Dimension missions go is something else that I noticed. It's very, very small, but you see there over the Dimension token image, it says enter, and there's blue. I didn't really figure out what that was until now. If you instantly clear ticket, if you instant clear the Dimension mission, you will not get any Dimension tokens, any Rift tokens. You can see here that I get rewards, I get contribution points, but I don't get any of those Rift tokens. If you go in and play the mission, and I'm going to just show you guys what it's like now. Sorry, I'm using the old Scarlet Witch uniform. But if you go in and play the mission, whether you're playing it one at a time or whether you're auto clearing it with auto repeat like this, it doesn't matter which one. It just matters that you're not using the instant clear. You will get additional Rift tokens. It's not very many Rift tokens, but for those of you that want to hit the ground running and farm as many possible Rift tokens per day as possible, I'm trying to give you every possible avenue with which to do so. These missions are super short, as you can see. They're like 20 seconds or less, so you can definitely farm them very quickly, especially if you have a farming team with a really fast lead character like Captain Marvel or Wolverine or Nova or something like that. So you can sort of tweak that to figure out how best to do it, but there you can see that I got 2 Rift tokens. I've gotten a maximum of 3, so it's possible to get, and probably on average for 10 runs, you'll get about 20 extra tokens. Now that's not a lot, 10 runs, 20 tokens. You know, you do 50 runs, that's 100 tokens. I think they should boost this as well. They should probably add a 0 so that you can farm up an extra 1,000 tokens per day or more by actually playing the missions. But this is actually a good thing, because it gives an additional incentive, or gives a small additional reward to players who actually do play the mission rather than just instant clearing it. It does, in a small way, punish players who don't have time to play, but because they're reducing so much of the content, people really shouldn't have that excuse anymore, because there's not really that much daily content anymore compared to the old stuff where you had to, you know, farm all that stuff. And especially considering that with things like special missions, you had to actually play to get the shifter bios for Vulture, Inferno, and Gwenpool. You no longer have to do that, so there's no more force quitting, and all of that extra sort of low quality time has been reduced. So that's a small silver lining. But the overall scope of what I said is pretty gigantic. The magnitude is insane. Yeah, are they going to get rid of story missions? Let me know in the comments. Are you going to be farming Uru? Your answer better be yes. Let me know what you guys think. Hit me up on Discord, Twitter. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again soon. Take care.